All right, welcome back to Lockdown Sports. I may have done a fancy little 10-second intro for you just then, so subscribe if you haven't already, because all that time I put into the channel, it feels like slave labor until we start making money out of this. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a big effort, but I think we're getting there. We're getting there slowly.
We're in this for the love of the game.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, big game this weekend. 20 games, as I said. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. That's our feature game. I was gonna throw United Chelsea, but unfortunately, both teams have a sign of unseriousness that we don't want to broadcast on this channel.
It's streakiness to the highest degree. You never know who's going where.
It's going to be a mess. Whatever happens on Thursday, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Yep.
Arsenal. Now, Saj, I hate Arsenal. You hate Arsenal. It's our responsibility as United fans.
Yes.
But before I get started, I just want to clarify a few things. I was wrong. I sincerely apologize. Arsenal are actually a good team.
Yes.
I think we as a society need to reconsider our eagerness to reevaluate players. Odegaard, slow start to the season. People started shitting on him.
Yep.
Saka, I didn't, but I saw people saying he was a championship level player for just one or two little bad performances. The thing with Bukayo Saka is he's elite. He's got every fundamental you could ask for.
I think easily top 2 right winger in the league, only behind possibly Mo Salah, and I think they're competing for the same spot, to be fair.
Exactly. And you know the best part about Bukayo Saka? You don't have to build too much contingencies around him. You just let him be, let him cook. Yeah. At United, I've got a few guys. I've got a guy who doesn't track back. I've got a guy who actually doesn't turn up right now. I've got a guy who can't use his left foot.
Yep.
And I've got a couple wingers that don't really think they're wingers as well.
Yep.
It would be so nice if I could have Bukayo Saka. And look, this is probably the first time I'll admit it. I'm jealous.
Oh, 100%, man.
I'm jealous.
I mean, Bukayo Saka is everyone's dream at the moment.
13 appearances, 5 goals, 7 assists, and it hasn't been his goals tell you his story. Yeah. You watch the games, you realize this is the midfielder that can keep it ticking and take it with the X factor towards goal as well.
I think it helps that he's not also a very polarizing personality. He's very kind of tame and keeps himself. We don't have that at United, do we? We have very
we don't do tame. We don't do tame, bro.
We like controversial. That's our like identity.
On the flip side, going along with that, Aston Villa, I think they're becoming dark horses, villains in the Premier League. I think they're buying into that with Unai Emery at the helm.
I find that so hilarious with the dark horses. They're 4th in the Premier League.
I know.
They're in the Champions League spots. In what world does that mean, dark horses?
I know. But when you have Unai Emery, you look at some of the past times, they're known for being defensively well organized. And you're seeing a little bit more of that with Konsa at right back now instead of Matty Cash some games. Yeah. He's making a lot of adjustments to this 4-4-2, which I'm not going to lie, if Watkins doesn't score, I'm willing to call this borderline football terrorism sometimes.
I 100% agree.
And I'm worried for them long term when the goals dry up, because they will.
Yeah.
What it looks like for Emery. But right now, in this moment, a team to be feared, I reckon.
I 100% agree with your sentiment. Even though they are good defensively in good shape, they're still only got 2 clean sheets in the entire Prem so far. Yeah. And going back to Ollie Watkins, it's 14 games, 14 goals and assists. Yeah. That's a lot of reliance on one player.
I know. And we know how it is. If you don't make the Champions League spot this year, Ollie's leaving.
Exactly.
Ollie's leaving. Anyways, all right, Saj, we've been agreeing a bit too much. Let's bring it back. Our predictions for the game. What do you have for me?
I've actually got Arsenal winning this quite convincingly. I'm going to go 4-1.
4-1?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Arsenal is one of those teams that can be very overwhelming in periods. And I think all it will take is one goal to go to the back of the net, and then they'll see 2 or 3 go in. But I'm still bagging. It's either going to be DRB or Watkins. One of those two is getting something.
Well, it's a little 2-man game up front, bro.
Hoping for the FPL points.
Unfortunately, I don't have Aston Villa. So I will be needing that Arsenal clean sheet this weekend, fellas.
Yeah.
Pardovan, please. Dureraj, please. Every week, I need Arsenal to not concede. If they're going to win, I need a clean sheet as well.
Yeah.
So I've got Aston Villa losing 2-0 to Arsenal, but I've also gone with whoever's going to play that right back, Matty Cash, Konsa, a lot of options for them right now with the game beforehand midweek. I think they're going to get a yellow card. You've got Martinelli running down at them. You see how aggressively Aston Villa does like to defend. They do like to jump out. And I think Martinelli is the sort of guy to get fouled a lot. When you look at the games that are happening midweek, just before Saj, you've got City for Villa. I think that's a tough game to bounce back from. This is probably the biggest part of Aston Villa's season.
Yeah.
And Arsenal only has Luton Town, which is tempting the FPL captaining towards Bukayo Saka, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no. I don't know if I want to go Bukayo Saka just because there's so many goal threats on that team. I'm kind of actually liking my chances with the Chelsea player for an FPL captain.
Okay. Let's get into it then. FPL captains. Yeah. Who do you have? Chelsea. Don't tell me it's the man.
It's the myth. It's Raheem the Dream Sterling.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking Raheem the Dream.
I thought you were going to take number 15, Nico Jackson, after his weekend of allegations.
No chance. It's either Cole Palmer and hoping for a penalty, or but I'm going with the Dream, Raheem, just to bust it down that left wing.
Okay. Bust it down might be the most appropriate choice of words.
Yes, 100%.
Are you expecting more of a back post tap-in, Man City style Raheem, or an old school Liverpool take everyone on?
I'm expecting an old school Liverpool take on. It's Everton. They're in probably the worst form of their life at the moment. No one has confidence in that team. If Garnacho can score a bicycle kick, Sterling can definitely score a goal. That's my thinking.
That's great analysis. Anything a Manchester United player can do, you can do better.
100%.
All right. So obviously, a lot of people watching right now, you're thinking, why don't we captain Haaland? Of course we will. It's Luton Town, but that's lazy. That's boring. Let's play devil's advocate. If Haaland didn't exist, this is what I'm going with. I'm not doing well in FPL right now, so I got to do the safe picks.
Yeah.
So even though we've got rid of Haaland, I've still got Mo Salah. And he's versing Crystal Palace. I'm sorry, every week I throw something out there.
Yep.
I do a little Evan Ferguson. Yep. Jonah does a little Ben Chilwell.
Yep.
None of that shit.
Yep.
Back to basics, back to fundamentals. Salah versus Crystal Palace. Whoever they're playing at left back. I know Tyreek Mitchell is solid, but that defensive line, Anderson, again, solid, but it's Liverpool.
Yeah.
God damn it. And like Arsenal, I do fear them, and I do wish I was them right now.
I felt a little bit disgusting picking Mo Salah last week. I mean,
but he gets the job done.
I know
He gets the job. He gets
very hard not to pick him.
He gets an assist, a goal every week. That is what it is. Anyways, fellas, this is Locked In, the show where we talk all things Premier League. Stay locked in. Subscribe for more. All your basketball, all your cricket, all your football content. Saj, Param, stay locked in.
See ya.